Hi everyone. Today we are going to discuss about fetching the user IP address and geolocation in Blazor WebAssembly application. So this is my sample application I have created, which is Blazor WebAssembly. Okay, and I am using framework .NET 5. So the latest version of the .NET framework. Here I am going to use IDE Visual Studio Code, and if you want, you can use Visual Studio 2019, which is most recommended one, but you should have the latest one to build the .NET file. Okay, so here I am going to implement the uh, fetching user IP address as well as the geolocation in the Blazor sample application. So before going any further, I want to mention that this entire session has been made as blog. The link is available in the description below the video. Okay, so to fetch the third party IP address, we should use third party external API. For fetching the IP address, there are a lot of different free APIs. In that, I am going to use JSONIP.com. See, this is going to give my IP address, nothing but the user. Here I am user, right? It will give my IP address. So I am going to consume this API into my Blazor WebAssembly application. So for that, first we will define a model class that represents the properties of this API. Okay. So let's create a model class. I'm going to name it as IP model. .cs. Okay. So another one is GeoIP, right? I will name it as nicely. That is recommended in C#. Yeah? So these are all the properties written from the IP address API, right? But these properties are I renamed as C# specific, means in C# standard way. But on uh, serializing the response to this model type, C# unable to fetch the data from this model because the names are different, right? So to map them, we are going to use some attribute decorator like C. This is importing from the system.text.json.serializer. Now, this system.text.json serializer is newly implemented, which was coming from 3.1 as an external library from .NET 5. It is integrated within the application. If you want, you can check in project file, see system.net.http.json. So by using this, we can avoid the installation of JSON, Newtons of JSON library. Okay. All the features that Newtons of JSON provides will be available in this system.text.json library also. Give this mapping names. Okay. Now we have mapped our payload type to our C# type. Okay. Now we have completed our model. Now what I have to do? I need to register my HTTP client with this base domain. So for using HTTP client in Blazor, Assembly or .NET, there are multiple ways. Like one thing is like, let me show you existing one. See here. Here directly HTTP client is object is initialized, okay, and assign some base URL. In this process, we can only use one domain in application. But if you are consuming different third-party domains, this approach will not work. And other approaches provided by .NET are like named HTTP client. Named HTTP client, nothing but we register them with names. With the same names, we are going to access them in the code. And the technique is like typed names. Typed names, nothing but a specific class is created for each specific domain. So all the communication regarding to that third-party API will be written in the .cs file only. Okay, but here I am using the named technique. So using named technique, I am going to register my jasonip.com domain. So let me register. So add HTTP. One more thing here I want to mention. To get this extension method, we need to install a one additional NuGet package. That is Microsoft HTTP extension method. So let's go to browser, search like Microsoft HTTP extension NuGet. Okay, this one, Microsoft extensions.htp. So if you are using Visual Studio Code, please copy the command from the package manager. Here I am using Visual Studio, right? Sorry. If you are using Visual Studio, use package manager command. I am using Visual Studio Code Editor, right? I am going to copy the CLI command. So copy my command and the terminal. Pasting my command. Okay. I think it will install. Let us check. So see, it got installed, right? Extensions HTTP library. So now we are able to get this method. See, if you hover over it, or you can peek definition, you can observe it from where it is coming. Like Microsoft extensions, that is from HTTP. So here first parameter, it is a overloaded extension method. To use the HTTP client name technique, I am need to specify the name. I am assigning a name as IP. Okay, and we need to pass some options like configuring base domain URL. Here I am going to configure my domain. Okay, it has an URL, and here we need to pass our domain URL. So let me copy the domain. Okay, so we are successfully completed registering our HTTP client in program.cs file. It is a Blazor website, right? So we don't have any startup file like that. Here we only have program where we have to register all our dependencies here only. And now next thing I need to do is I need to initialize a HTTP client object, and using the client object I need to invoke the API. For that I am going to create a services. So services are nothing but the business logics if you want to refer as well. So I'm going to create like services. Okay. In the services, I am going to create a file like API client service. Okay. In this service, I will implement all my external API call logics. So here, to get the HTTP client object, we need to inject the high HTTP client factory. Okay. So let me create a read-only variable. It should be read-only. Okay. Import the namespace. And now I am going to inject the client factory. So now I am going to write a method where I can consume my external IP address. For that, I am going to create a method public async for now void, not void. We have created model, right? User host, user IP address, get IP. Okay, I need to import some namespaces, system.threading, and my model namespace. Okay, so now we need to create a HTTP client object from the HTTP factory. HTTP factory gives us a client object based on the name of the HTTP client we required. We have registered our client as IP, right? Now I need to pass this name to HTTP client factory so that it can give me the object relevant to the this configurations. Means it will generate a HTTP client object with the options that we have registered here by calling with this name. Okay, let me create a HTTP client object. So I'm going to write where HTTP client method create. This method takes input parameter like our registered client name IP. This name and this name should match because based on this name only it will generate a HTTP object. If you hover here, it will show here. It will return HTTP client object. Okay. Now using this HTTP client object, we are going to fetch the data. See, it is from system.net.http JSON. So what this method will do? This method will invoke the API as well as it catches the response and serialize back to deserialize the JSON to user IP address. See, with the single line of code, we have getting our response. Previously, if you recall or if you have a working experience of calling external APIs, there might be around 6 to 8 lines of code. That is reduced to no single line of code because of system.net.http JSON. So let me export it. Okay. But if we observe here, here we are giving simple slash. Actually, here we need to give the path of our endpoint to our API. Means other than the domain, the remaining URL path should be given. But in our API, JSON domain itself gives us the API response. So we need to specify simply a slash that will going to get the response data. So I am going to return this. data. Okay. Now let me create interface for it so that we can inject it. Okay. Public interface. Okay. Just copy this. Let it make async. Just naming convention. Okay. Let's copy this into our interface. So let's import namespaces. So now we are ready to register our API client service in the program.cs file. So let's go here and build dot service dot. I'm giving scope. I will register here by API client service. Sorry for that. Comma API client service. Let's import the namespace. Okay. Now our client services are ready to injectable. Why this is Google name? Okay. We haven't inherited this interface. So let's inherit it. And now check. Yes. Now it is gone. Now we need to use this endpoint API to display our IP address. For that, we are going to use our existing index.razor page where I am going to get rid of this existing all code. Let me create some div and start writing some code block. Okay. So here I am going to write initialize a variable of my user IP address. So to use this user IP address into our any component pages without prefixing with their namespaces, we need to register all our namespaces into the global file like underscore import razor. Here I am going to register my model namespace w model and also import my services namespace as well so that I can simply use their names directly without any namespaces. So that's it. Now I can go to my index.razor page. Here I directly call user IP address equal to I will initialize here user IP address. Now I need to fetch the invoke the API on load of this page. For that I am going to use the on initialized async Blazor default lifecycle. So let me write that method, right? On initialized. Okay. It is also available as asynchronous method as well. So let's use it async task. Okay. Let's format it. Now let's inject our services here. For injecting, there is a rather syntax that is at the rate inject. So this will get inject our services into the dot razor file. I am going to inject my API client service client service. Okay. Now I am going to invoke my I will assign the result to this by calling the action method for invoking the API call. API client get IP async. Okay. I should have it. Yes. Now I am going to display my IP address here. I am going to create some H4 tag, my IP. So that's it. We are done with the all logic to implement to show the IP address in Blazor WebAssembly application. So let's run our application. Run. I am getting some issue. API client service, there is no registered. What does that mean? Okay. I need to inject interface. I think it should fix now. Yes, see here. My IP address is getting. So let's inspect the element so that we can see the network call. Okay, move it to side, refresh the page. See, this is JSON IP calling. So we are successfully fetching our IP address API, right? Next thing is we need to get the geolocation of the user. So for this, there are a lot of different APIs where you can choose. And geolocation API mostly it has different subscription plans. It will have free subscription also, but there are some limitations. But for the large scale applications, if you are absolutely dependent on the user geolocation, it is always good to have a subscription plan. But for very small applications or demo purpose, you can use free API, free subscription plan. So I am using here API like ipistack.com. Okay, this is my dashboard. I have already logged in. So let's go to documentation. If you registered, you can go for a free version also. Click here for pricing as well. Okay, see here the pricing it is. It is 10,000 per request per month, limited support, limited. Okay, from pricing, there are different options it's provided. You can check them. But free for this ipstack.com, please do remember that you will get only non-HTTPS, means you will get only HTTP endpoint. So it is not recommended nowadays. It is not recommended to use non-HTTP URLs. So only demo purpose only I am recommending to use it. If you want to go for live, please go for some subscription plan where you get SSL enabled. Okay, there are other API also where you can get free subscription plan with HTTPS. But the problem with the other API endpoints when I tested, they are not giving most accurate user endpoint. Okay, so if you don't want accurate user endpoint, something like if you want only which country the user is and which currency for that country, something like time zone, if you want to know, you can go for other free subscription plans because there you can get HTTPS as well. I am going to show one such endpoint later this demo. So if you want only the user country, currency, or timestamp, I suggest to use that free subscription plan because there you are going to get HTTPS URL. But if you want to get more accurate, this also sometimes won't give more accurate based on the IP and the time. It will give some nearest location of the user address. Okay, maybe if you are using, if you are going to use like premium subscription plans, may that time it may give exact location of the users. That may you can test by having some subscription plans. But in the free subscription plan range, only this endpoint gives the most accurate results for the region. Okay, So let's dive into creating this endpoint. So this endpoint something like this, where you need to specify your IP address. We have already created, right? How we know how to fetch the IP address. We can pass that IP address here. Okay, then the key. This key is given when you have log into your dashboard. This is my dashboard, right? This is my key. Okay, like this you can fetch your key. Okay, so after submitting this API, you will get a endpoint responses, some huge data like this. See here, some country code, region code, city, zip code as well, some lot and longitude. Okay, everything, most and currency format, connection strings, lot of information. What you wanted will be there here. Okay. Now I want to create a model that represent this API so that I can implement or integrate it into our sample. So for that, let me copy this whole JSON object. I am going to use JSON to C# converter online website where you can convert and get the C# class. See, now I got all JSON model as C# class. I am going to copy this. Okay. Now I am going to create a new model like user geo location dot cs namespace. So in this file, just copy the generated classes for us. Okay. There are some issues. Just import the namespaces. Namespace and datetime namespace. Okay. And if you go down, is created like root, right? Just replace this name with our user geo location class name. Okay. I want to mention that this is auto generated, right? Please change all int or boolean or any, not boolean, any numeric data types to nullable, because auto generated one mostly will give us non-nullable values because we have because based on the output. So to avoid some errors while our application running, please make them all as nullable. I think that's it, all are nullable. So finally, this is my model data, means where I can get the geolocation of the user. For this, I need to use this endpoint. Where is it? So now I need to register separate HTTP client for this endpoint also. For that, I am going to program.cs file. Okay. Here I am going to register new endpoint with add HTTP client. Now I am going to name this HTTP client as location. Okay. Options, I will going to register my base address. Options dot get rid of this base address. Here I want to give the domain name. What is my domain name? ip.api.ipstack.com. See, for the free, it is non-HTTP endpoint. Please remember that. Okay. So I'm going to, I have successfully registered my HTTP client for my location endpoint. Now I'm going to our API service class. Here I am going to create a method like public casing ask user geolocation get location. Okay. This location need input value of our IP address. So Just create input parameter IP. Okay. Now I have to create a HTTP client object using HTTP high HTTP factory client. So here I want to create for location, right? I want to give that name. Because of this only, this technique is called named technique, named HTTP client technique. And I am going to return response HTTP client get from JSON async and assign our type. Here we have path, right? We need to prepare some dynamic path here where string path equal to, so I have to format it. I'm going to use IP because the URL path itself we need to pass IP, then question mark, then question mark and a query parameter and a query parameter. Then I need to pass my API key. For that I am going to my dashboard. Okay, I'm copying this. So please create your own. I'm going to reset after my demo. If you use mine also it won't work. So I think we are good and pass that path into our get from JSON async method and added this reference to our interface. Okay, right? Now I am going to consume this API in our index.result page. For that, after getting the IP address from the what I can say IP API, I am going to call the geolocation API. For that, I am going to create here one more model to capture the response data. Location, new user geolocation. Okay. Now location equal to await API geolocation. Okay. Here I am going to pass my IP address response IP. Okay. Now I am going to bind few data here. So let's find some useful data based on our model. So I will go for main object. This is my main object. I'm going to bind few properties from the main object like country name, the location dot country name. Okay. And next I am going to region name. Region name. Location dot region name. Next li. I am going to city name. City name. The location dot city. I think we are good enough. Okay. Let's save all and rerun my build. So here it some error occurred. Let's check it. Console. HTTP. Okay, this is because of mixed content issue. Because our domain is local domain HTTPS, but I am calling non-HTTP URL. So it won't work HTTP for HTTP website. So that is the reason. Please go for paid subscription when you are using the api.ipstack.com domain. Okay. So for testing purpose, what I will do, I will use our non-HTTP URL. For this, it will work. See, everything I got. Okay. My API, after my API, we are getting the call from this. Oh, strange. Now it is giving Karnataka, but I am in Andhra Pradesh. This is also sometimes not giving proper data, but when compared to other APIs, it is giving some accurate. Okay, let me try and connect again. Maybe that may work. Anyway, this time it is not giving the exact location of mine, but when I tried previously, it is given exact location as well when compared to other as well. Okay, that's it. How to get the geolocation? Maybe if you go for purely paid subscription plan, it may give exact location. But we have one problem, right? Here we are unable to use HTTPS domain. There are another domain where you can get free subscription for HTTPS as well. That is something geo, yes, ipgeolocation.com. This is also one endpoint where we can get the geolocation of the user address. Okay, let me sign in. So this is my dashboard. I am using here free version only. If you want, you can find the billings as well. But this is very helpful for free subscription. Also, you will get the HTTPS domain when compared to others. Okay, it is not giving. So here you can find the billings as well. For now, I am going to documentation for IP geolocation. So this is the payload you get. Okay, and the URL will be something like this: HTTPS IP-geo. Here also we need to pass our IP address as well and the key. Bit different from the previous geolocation endpoint. Let me show this as well. So what I will do, I will just modify the existing code so that if you want, you can use this free subscription plan where you will get HTTPS domain. So what I will do, I will change some existing code so that at least we can see the how the response for this API will look. I'm just replacing this domain. Okay, and path is remaining URL path like this. Let's go to our API service class. I'm going to comment this. Okay, here you need to give your API key, and I'm going to make dynamic IP address value IP. Okay, and keys. I'm going to my dashboard and copying it and assigning the key. Okay, just save it. And now let's check with our HTTP local HTTPS domain itself. Okay, obviously we will get error because I am giving wrong payload, right? Previous payload. Localhost 501. Obviously it will fail because of the conversion issue, but I want to show the network call. That see my new network. Here also you will get same data only. But when I tested, the previous endpoint gives more accurate results for free also for the geolocation. But maybe for paid versions, it will be same for both. But if you are only dependent on something like to know the country and the currency data, I mostly recommend if your application is a small scale application and you want the free, then go for this domain only. Okay, API geolocation.io. So that's all about the integration of fetching the user IP address and identifying the user geolocation. I think this video has delivered some useful information. If you like my video, please do subscribe to my channel. We, we will meet you soon with new videos. Until then, signing off.